was wait for the bus, mind my own business, and for some known reason the stranger punched me in the eye.
The verbal abuse started about me being blind, but it's more or less water off a duck's back because it was a statement of fact anyway.
Walking down the streets you'd get called names and people would say things to you, and there was just nowhere to turn back in those days.
People use malicious language towards me in the street, like don't get too close or hang him, which is really nasty, it's, and follow me, chase me.
And outside of class, you'll get punched and kicked because obviously they're not going to do it in front of the teachers because obviously they'll be caught. So they'll get you when you're outside class.
My name is Detective Chief Inspector Julie Wickley, and I'm Hertfordshire Constabulary's Force Lead for hate crime. A hate crime is any crime targeted at a person because of hostility or prejudice towards a person's disability, race or ethnicity, religion or belief, sexual orientation, or transgender identity. Victims of hate crime may experience physical assault, people swearing or making abusive remarks, spitting or insulting gestures, people doing things that frighten, intimidate or cause distress, bullying at school, college or place of work, having property stolen, criminal damage or disputes with neighbours.
Yes, well, growing up as a child and in my young days, I believe I've had all the racist comments you can have or been said to any particular individual as a black person. I've had items thrown at me in class because of my colour. I've been ganged up on outside class because of my colour. One morning I had dog poo thrown at my door from a neighbour. I also reported all these things to the police. I've had neighbours peering into my garden, accusing me of doing things that I know nothing about. It's the racist chants, and it's purposely done. It's vindictive stuff. It shouldn't happen, and it's a constant thing. I've been living with that for 3 years.
Yeah, I think from about the age of 13 to approximately 15, I think, so for about 2 years, 3 years, at school was plenty of abuse, name calling. When me and my partner first moved in, we thought we were setting up a new life together. I thought everything that happened in the past was behind me, the school bullying, etc. But very quickly we realised there was a problem, and the neighbours started with severe homophobic abuse, putting letters outside the door, putting them through, leaving them outside on the pavement. It was sexual content, it was filth, words, everything. He would stand next door, bash on the wall and shout at the top of his voice. Every time we opened the back door he would be the other side of the fence. It was though he was watching us all the time, every move that we made. He even knew what clothes I was wearing, as though he was looking through holes in the fence even. And this tirade would just start, and it would go on and on and on all evening, for a prolonged amount of time, and it was every night, every day of the week.
I was at Stevenage Station and my heart was in my mouth anyway, because I was just like, this is my first time on my own, and just had to get home. And 2 lads came along, looked at me and just spat at me, and I was just like, wow. You get laughing in the street, I've had boys say, what the hell is that? Well, swearing in there as well. It's some people don't know how to react. Some people really don't know how to react, and I can understand that, and I expect that. It's when it becomes like malice, and you feel that, and it's really horrible. But you get over it, you really do. One night, I was walking an elderly lady back to her daughter's car from the shop. A gang of teenagers started shouting and being threatening, coming up to us. I just said to her, trying to make light of it for her sake. It was panicking me. I got her to her daughter's car, and on the way back to the shop, me on my own, they shouted out, hang him, and they started firing at us, and I was scared. So I thought, where's the nearest safe place? I had to get myself to a safe place. So I ran in, got myself as fast as possible into a Sainsbury's, and asked them, could I use your phone? And dialed the police and got myself safe.
The Stevenage Muslim community has a very proud and strong relationship with its wider community. a peaceful one too, I must add. But just recently we had quite a major incident from our perspective, where a couple of miscreants came through the fence into our community center, and they spread pork meat all over the entrance, the door handle, etc., etc. The following day, either them or somebody else came through again, and they smeared dog feces all over the place. It was quite a distressing situation for those who were present there, and the rest of the community, because the matter was known by almost everybody within hours. People of Muslim faith take pork as quite a taboo meat, because this is the only animal which is by name prohibited in Quran. It was clearly a religious motivated hate crime, because the person whosoever was doing it, they meant to incite some kind of disturbance in the community. They did achieve their purposes, because people did feel let down in so many ways.
I'm actually severely visually impaired, or blind. But over the years, because I've been like it for a long time, I've actually learnt to use my other senses. So my sense of hearing, smell, and particularly perception of people around me have become particularly heightened over the years. Yeah, unfortunately, I have experienced quite a bit of verbal abuse in the past. I've had people shouting at me, accusing me of not being blind because I'm quite confident looking, particularly in areas that I'm really familiar with. I had somebody come right into my face at a bus stop one day. I was just standing there and he started being extraordinarily derogatory to me, using language that I really wouldn't expect to be used at anybody. And that's quite an issue. People actually trying to block my path, that's happened in the past. Coming at me with bikes, and I think one of the most frightening incident at the time was somebody who was actually following me, and he would actually come and give me a bit of a shove in the street sometime, and that was frightening. But then my other senses came into use at a later point. So
spent a lot of my life in institutions. I didn't have my rights like I've got now. We often used to get a friendly visit, which was a punch in the guts from a member of staff. I thought it would be better than what it was in the institution, provided we kept to, didn't break the law. Fortunately, I thought I was going to get a decent standard of life, but unfortunately it didn't happen that way. Was wait for the bus, minding my own business, and for some known reason the stranger punched me in the eye. I had my own flat in Welwyn Garden City, from moving from St Albans. I lived independently, and at the time I was enjoying my job. The name calling on the street turned into something else. Came home and found one of my windows busted, and the others, flowers and eggs, were thrown at them. It didn't happen just one night, it happened several nights.
No one has to put up with hate crime. If you have been targeted because of who you are or what you believe in, it is vital that you get help and report it. Reporting hate crime is important, as it enables us to offer victims help and support and do everything we can to bring those responsible to justice. Reporting hate crime also helps police to understand the extent of hate crime in local areas, so we can respond to it better and help to stop it happening to someone else.
And the police are very supportive now that they've got the dedicated hate crime team as well. You know, they're there to support you through this, and you're not alone. It is happening to other people as well. So, you know, go out there, and I think we actually have an obligation as well, to be honest, to actually nip this in the bud.
Got in touch with my housing provider, who have an antisocial behaviour team, tenant support workers. they supported me. They suggested very quickly that we get in touch with the antisocial behaviour team at the police station, which we did. They came on board very quickly. Once I had the help on board, the gentleman was arrested several times, taken to the police station. He had an exclusion order put on him which he didn't follow. We eventually went to court with all the evidence, and finally he was evicted.
Yeah, when I contacted the police, they were brilliant. They made sure I was safe, and they made sure I could get home alright. And then when the police came to my house, they were really lovely, and they were like, "You've got to, this is not right. You've got to report this," And he was lovely, very reassuring, positive even.
So as soon as we reported the matter to the police, they very swiftly took active steps to arrive at the scene, and especially within 2 days when police informed us that they have actually captured the miscreants. That went a long way with establishing the trust, or enhancing the trust, I must say, between the community and the police.
If you believe you are a victim of hate crime, please report it to police via 101 or dial 999 in an emergency. However, if you don't feel comfortable speaking to police, hate crime can be reported online through the True Vision website www.reportit.org.uk, where you can also find information and advice about hate crime. Family, friends and witnesses can also report hate crime on behalf of victims via True Vision, and victims can even report incidents anonymously.
Please report it as soon as possible to get help, and you don't have to put up with it. If you can't speak to police, find a friend or somebody you know and trust.
Well, in my case, anyone that's experiencing racial hatred, I believe that they should not keep it to themselves. You have to get in touch with someone, whether it's the police, your doctor, your landlords, whoever that can put it in the right place, because it's not an easy thing to go through. Mentally, it can harm you. So please get in touch with someone that can actually give you some sort of guideline and help in that respect.
So I would say to anybody experiencing the same thing as I did, you don't have to put up with it. It's totally unacceptable, and I would advise those people to get in touch with the police or the housing provider or somebody they know can help them, the CAB for example, and get something done about it, because it can be stopped.
My name is PC Ishak, and I'm one of Hertfordshire Constabulary's hate crime officers. We are specially trained police officers who support victims through the investigation of a crime and offer help and advice. We work with force crime investigation teams, partner agencies and the Crown Prosecution Service to ensure that, wherever possible, offenders are brought to justice. If you are a victim of hate crime, call 101 or 999 in an emergency, or ask to speak to your local hate crime officer directly.
The hate crime officer, believe me, she took time to talk to me, and with my housing association, she helped me find another place.
Yeah, when I spoke to a hate crime officer, and I'm quite satisfied with him. Since I've known this fella, he's very good. He's helped me quite a bit. He directs me in the correct way and the right places to sort of help myself in order to get this racism out of my system and out of my life.
Don't suffer in silence from hate crime. Report it.